Well, hello, and welcome to The Real Hernando. We are presented to you by Wesley Meadows Retirement Community and produced by SRP Studios Podcasting. This podcast spotlights Hernando, Mississippi's businesses, organizations, and community leaders. Please follow us at therealhernando.com for all channels and social media platforms. Now a word from Wesley Meadows. Each day at Wesley Meadows is a new opportunity to serve older adults and reimagine retirement living. It is the heart of their mission that inspires their team to provide the kind of fun atmosphere and care residents would want for themselves. Experience the warm spirit and faith-based difference of Wesley Meadows. Call 662-429-2070 and schedule your visit today. Welcome back. I'm your host, Derek, and today we are spotlighting The Burger Shop. At The Burger Shop in Hernando, they hand-pat, season, and bake their burgers just like the good old days. No greasy fast food, just fresh, flavorful burgers baked to perfection. Taste the difference at 2662 Highway 51 South in Hernando, Mississippi. Dine in, enjoy their outdoor seating, grab your order with in-store pickup, or order through DoorDash. The Burger Shop, where great burgers are made, not rushed. Joining me today is owner TJ Ma.
Hey.
What's up, TJ?
I'm good. Thank you, Derek, for inviting me here.
Pleasure meeting you. And off camera, if you all notice who was watching, he's wearing a Boston Red Sox cap. Instant friend.
Yes.
Instant friend. But yeah, we're here to educate everyone on what your store is. I think it's self-explanatory in the name, but still, we want to know more about your version, like I mentioned in the intro,
sure.
and what else you also provide for food, and also I'd love the entrepreneurial story. So maybe we can tap into the beginning, the origin story,
okay,
and what led you to it. So, right out of the gate, again, it is 2662 Highway 51 South, Suite 1. And the number to call is 901-412-8266 if you want to order to pick up, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then again, if you have the DoorDash app, you can order food from them through that app. All right. So, TJ, how are you today?
I am good. I'm very good.
You brought your little one in here today.
I brought my granddaughter. That's my sixth granddaughter.
Wow.
So she's the youngest of all the bunch.
Wow.
And I usually take care of her pretty much 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, because she looks very young, pre-kindergarten right now. So
she's 3 years old.
Yeah, so she needs some daycare in the morning.
She loves her papa. So
how many kids do you have?
I got 3 kids of my own. They're all adults. They all have their own agenda, and pretty much I have 2 of them to kind of work with me part-time at the restaurant just to keep up with me. And that's really what's been the biggest thrive about this business is that it's a family-run operated, so
yes,
which is really good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that it takes a lot of work just to basically, to keep it going.
Sure. Oh, and, gosh, yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Especially when I was sick. I've been sick for the last 3 years, so they've been really taking over to help me out. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, about what's, about me. But with the business, it's really, it started back in 2014. I was in a job working with DirecTV, and I was in the supervisor position. And basically, I wasn't happy. I just I did all this work for them and don't get the acknowledgement that you wanted, all that. And I said, I'm kind of tired of the corporate world, just decided I wanted to. And I talked to my brother. Brother runs a restaurant back in early days. And his place was called Evans Cafe at the time. And he told me, he said, why don't you come back and do the restaurant? That's what you know. Through our whole family, this is our livelihood. We always did something in retail.
About your parents too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents, basically, mother and my dad had grocery stores.
Okay.
Back in the early days in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And my brother kind of took over that part back in the early 80s. And from there on. So
yeah, so it was in your blood.
yeah,
it's the entrepreneurial spirit's already in there.
Oh yeah, it's already there.
Yeah. So you get to this crossroad, like so many. This very common story in the small business world is I got tired of that grind, the cubicle, the day to day. What was that final straw that made you make that shift?
They're just, they didn't really help me out at all. And, the time that I need, there's the time they kind of just let you do on your own,
Yeah.
So I made a call to talk to my brother and say, hey, I'm ready to get back into the restaurant business. And we went from there.
Good resource to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, because at that time he's in it, right?
Yeah, he was already in it.
He's already in it.
Yeah.
So, Hernando first?
This is my first place.
Okay. And it used to be over on Commerce, correct?
McCracken.
Yeah, right. Off of Commerce, McCracken. And then at some point you had both, right? Mm-hmm. And then now you're just one location. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you open up that first place in McCracken, what was the lead up to that?
Oh, man. Let me tell you that. There was the time that I was trying to find a place, and my brother gave me some money to start off with. He only gave me $5,000. So here, figure a way you can get the business started.
Well, thank you, brother.
Yeah. That was a great thing.
Yeah.
But you know how the prices of rent around here in Hernando, it's very expensive.
Yes. And you're going to have to find a place that has equipment already.
Right. Yeah, didn't have that. It was just a square box.
Yeah.
And I was coming back from Oxford. I was looking at Oxford at the time. And, child looks, do I want to do Oxford or I want to come Hernando? I want to be closer to home, which is Hernando, basically South Hayden, Hernando. And I just okay. I'm away from my nephew, which he owns Side Street Burgers in Olive Branch. And basically, we talked about, kind of keeping our distance from each other so we won't competition. And I came by and I was looking across, came through off the exit from Hernando into going to Commerce. And I looked across and I said, hey, there's a place, look, it's for rent. And it was just a small 500 square spot.
Yeah.
And it was right there on the corner, and it's right off the interstate. I said, man, that'd be perfect. And I went up there. I called. They gave me the information. They was kind of leery about me having a restaurant right there because it's, you don't have all the stuff. And it's, like I said, it was just an empty building. It was supposed to be just an office building.
Yeah, and it was coded to have a restaurant there?
No.
Okay.
We had to make it coded.
Okay.
So we had to do all that. But there was, we did a lot of different things. But one thing that we had in favor was that, we did everything from ovens. So our competition was, the city want to have fire extinguishers and all that. We didn't have to have that.
Because you don't have, any grills.
Right. We don't have anything that's grease fire.
Gotcha.
And everything's encaved into a oven. So when we started that, I said, okay, all we had to do is have an exhaust fan.
Mm-hmm.
So we had only a 10-inch exhaust fan, and that worked. And that's how we got our started.
And what year was this?
This is 2015.
Okay.
We started in August of 2015, and basically, like I said, it was a struggle with the city trying to figure out what they want me to do, and they kind of held me back for the first couple of weeks before trying to get started, and they would they always want to have something come up. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do that. Okay.
And you're learning as you go.
Yeah,
I know that's in your family.
But, there's a lot of things I already learned because I've been in a lot of businesses. So you basically have to, kind of schedule out. You need to go by proper procedures. You need to talk to their city officials. You need to talk to the fire department. I mean, all that was all worked out. I even gave them all the specs of all the ovens that we do. And they say, well, this is only, you don't have to have a vent hood. I say, yeah, we know. You do the same way if you do like Subway. So that, and then people didn't understand that. So Subway don't have a vent hood. They don't even have a vent hood to do anything. They just got a regular exhaust.
Yeah.
So
So once they figured out, oh, okay, you're not going to have any grease,
right,
then it moved along?
then moved along.
Okay, good.
And so we finally got open, and it was at the end of August of 2015, and we got started. And just like it just started, I was just doing it as a one-man operation because it's so small.
Yeah. Just you?
Yeah, it was just me the first couple of days. But after the third day, I got really busy. I said, I kind of need some help. And I called some of my family members, my daughter and my son-in-law to come help. And they did that, and we started.
Good problem to have.
Oh, yeah. It went from, 1 to 3. Then next thing I know, at my busiest time, I was doing up to 4 people at one time in this 500 square foot building.
That's tight.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd been in that one.
Yeah. It's small as it can be.
Yeah.
You only got, we got 4 seatings inside, and the rest of it all outside.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I wanted to make it look like a snack bar type restaurant.
Yeah.
And be a little bit unique. What we do is bake. And I said,
that is unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I ordered the burger.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
But I guess I wasn't paying attention to see what y'all are doing.
A lot of people don't see that because they just think you're fast food. And then when you come to my place, I tell them, so we're not fast food.
Yeah.
So you're here to enjoy and relax and have a good time, and also enjoy what you eat. That's an important part. And
absolutely.
Go from there.
So coming up on 10 years, huh?
Yep. 10 years.
Decade is coming up. Congratulations, because it is hard.
It is.
A small mom and pop is difficult.
It was.
It's razor thin margins. It's we don't have that big corporate cash flow.
Yep, exactly.
So congratulations. That's awesome.
So basically from there, like I said, I was doing very well at the smaller location. They would say, hey, let's go ahead and try and do another spot. So we want to try to have 2 different spots, because a lot of people don't know who we are. They don't see, I would say, Hernando is pretty much a transit town with people coming in and out, or they're working out of town, working up in Memphis and area. They don't have time to look what's going on here in town.
Yeah.
So we started to have, like I said, we got 2 places.
The second place is absolutely storefront.
Yeah.
You drive right by and you can see it, where the first place was a little hidden.
Yeah.
You can see it if you're trying to look that way.
Right.
But it's certainly not right on the side of the road. And Highway 51 is pretty busy.
Yeah.
Traffic-wise, so that was a smart place to go.
Well, it was a good place. It was cheaper price.
Sure. I mean, absolutely.
That's cheaper price and a little bit bigger, and that's what we was looking for, just to get that. But that's what we did. And
so how many years was it before growing to 2 locations?
That was on my 2nd year.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So 2017-ish is when you expanded?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we expanded, and we went to there. Then also we went to Senatobia. Then I also went to Batesville.
Wow.
Yeah. This was all before the pandemic.
Mm.
So when the pandemic came, it killed us. We had to shut down the one in Batesville, and we already shut down the one in Senatobia because of issues with the landlord and stuff like that.
Sure.
But that's another discussion later. But then I got sick. And that's when in the past 3 years, it's been rough for me. But also before then, I was taking care of my brother. Brother got sick. So he got sick right there before the pandemic and passed away.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
But, like I say, he was my hero. He was my, mentor. And basically, he showed me the way to do things differently out of the box. And I think that was the biggest thing about getting this business was everything that you notice. If you ever go to my restaurant, it's not the casual look like everybody else you go into. It's very unique.
Yeah.
And we keep it that way. And we did things the way we wanted to do. And I think that was the biggest part of getting started with this business.
And that takes you back to the corporate world. And one of the things that you were tired of is not having that room to do your thing. You're just in a box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely in a box. Yeah. And when you start your own business, that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it let's paint my vision.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun and very fulfilling and rewarding, isn't it?
Oh, it was. It's great. Like I said, when I started off, it just like went crazy. I just like, okay, this is cool. You know, starting with nothing with $5,000. After the first 3 months, I already made bank already.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about, I paid back my brother and all that. And I was like, here you go. And so,
Thanks
you're off
for
the
the help,
roads.
brother.
Yeah, that's right.
So had he pulled out of his business prior to getting sick?
Yeah, he had, like I said, when he was in his, when he got sick, we were just doing a lot of different things, and he had his restaurant. We had to close it, because he was getting sick. I couldn't do all the work, and plus do his.
Yeah.
And then I had to take care of him, and I think that was it was really tough. It was a tough time, and
Sure.
but I wanted to do anything for him because he did it for me.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing was he was there for me when my dad passed away when I was 5 years old. So he was there to take care of Mama and me and his family all at the same time, and running businesses, and which is a really great thing for the family. So we can, we kind of survived.
And stick together.
And we stick together.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing about a lot of these families that, especially we're Oriental and we're Chinese, and we're a close niche. We keep close things. We keep our morals the same. We try to, believe in the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that kept.
Yeah.
So, which is great,
And now you're bringing your family in.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned you have a couple of children that work for you.
Yeah, I do.
Still
They
to
work.
this
They
day?
work part time.
Yeah.
They have their own gender. I got one that works at the school at DeSoto County.
Okay.
She's a assistant right now, and I got my son. He is a filmer at Ole Miss Sports.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he does that. He loves doing that. So, but he also comes back and helps me on on the days that he doesn't work. So he goes back and forth. So
Okay, but still you there every day.
I'm there every day now.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah. And you're healthier now? Are you on the backside of something?
Yeah. I did, like I said, I got sick 3 years ago, and I had MRSA, which is a staph infection, toxin in your body.
Wow.
And it almost killed me. And basically from there, about 6 months of taking heavy antibiotics, I was getting better. But the problem was it was killing my kidneys.
Yeah.
So I'm on dialysis now because I'm looking for, doing a kidney transplant. But in that span, like I said, I was on dialysis. And my first year and a half on doing dialysis, I was sick. And I could not work. So I stayed home. So my kids took care of the business. And from there, I had to go back to the hospital, and my port got infected, and I had to go back, and they gave me new tubing and all that, emergency tubing. And so I started doing it at the clinic. So when I started back at the clinic to do the hemo, basically I was getting better. They were, feeding me vitamins, and they was doing a lot of different things to keep me going. So I started feeling a lot better. So, hey, I think I can start going back to work. So back in August of last year, I'm talking about not August, during the summer. Basically, I was getting better. I was trying to do a couple days, doing here and there.
Mm-hmm. Work your way back in.
Yeah, work my way back in. But one day in May, I got had problems with my heart. And the clinic told me I need to go to the ER. And so basically I went to the ER. As soon as I got to the ER, they said my heartbeat was really high, way too high, and like stroke level. And so basically I went in and did a CT scan, and my wife was with me. And I went to do the CT scan, and basically I flatlined. And didn't know it. And, the technician was trying to call other people and say, hey, he's flatlining, all that. And basically, when I came back in 2, the funny thing was I said, why does my chest hurt? I said, they were beating the crap out of you. I'm like, what?
Those compressions.
Yeah, the compressions. They said, I'm surprised they didn't break your bones. And I'm like, yeah, but it hurts, man. I just, like that. So basically, I had a quadruple bypass.
Right there on the spot, they realized that.
3 days later, I had to do a quad. They said I had an 80 and 90% blockage.
Wow.
So, I didn't know that. I thought, you eating well and all that. They said, no, this is overtime for me and diabetes and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And so, right there. So after that, I started feeling better. I said, man, I'm really feeling better. So I'm going to start coming back. So in August, everybody says, we want to do other things, My son was wanting to do something else. My daughter wanted to do something else.
Dad, you ready? Come on. Where have you been?
Yeah, that's right. It's like
it's about time you're back.
You're next. So okay, all right. So I was down to, I had 12 employees, and it dropped all the way down to 4.
At this point, did you let go of the original location? Are you down to just one?
No,
at this
I
point?
was already down to this point.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And basically, I'm like, man, okay, I feel better. I start working. So I started doing a lot. So now I'm up to about 5 to 6 days.
Good for you.
And I work a full day. Sometimes it would just 8 hour day.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. For a restaurant business, it's usually longer than that, 12 to 15 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But, the way we do it, we get it down to 8 hours, and I'm very efficient with that. So
I think anyone relates to this when going through sickness. It wears your mental and emotional.
Yes.
So I would gather, getting back in the mix and doing what you love has helped tremendously.
It just raises your blood up and just makes you feel better.
And makes you probably not think about the other things as much. Yeah. So are you still waiting for a kidney?
I got to wait sometime this summer to get back onto the list because they got to check on my heart again to make sure I can pass that.
Yeah, because if not, they wouldn't want to do that surgery.
Right. There's
correct?
a certain percentage they want it to be at. So,
yeah. But your heart's good now?
It's getting there. It's getting better. But I feel better.
Well, good for you.
So, which is good.
You look great.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you look young. Like I seriously, when I said you brought your, when I said you brought your little one, I seriously thought it was your child, not your grandchild. For real.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's wearing the baseball cap, too.
Oh,
It makes it look young.
That's right. Hey.
Young at heart, right?
That's right.
Well, here we are now. Currently, things are going better for you, and the business is thriving. How are we doing?
Yes.
Has it been, easy? I know the answer to this, but having it down to one store, I'm sure, has relieve some of the complications, right?
Well, let me tell you this. When you're an entrepreneur, you want to kind of still expand and grow.
Yeah.
Now, we're still looking.
Okay, so you are looking to then go back to 2 locations?
We're looking to do another location, but it's probably be in South Haven, probably. Okay. I got another offer to go down to Oxford, so that might be another option too. So we're looking at. We have a great concept. And it's very simple. Anybody can get into this concept if they want to talk to me about that because I can set you up and get you going. And that's what I did. I helped, a lot of small businesses to get them started. And if they need help with tax purposes or anything like that, I did all that. One thing that I learned about being in this business for 10 years is that it's a mission. It's a ministry that we do. And I just don't do it just for me. I do it for everybody else. I think that a lot of people don't understand that, I'm not here to make a lot of money. If I was here to make a lot of money, I wouldn't be in this business doing it myself.
Yeah.
Think about it. You have other people who can work for you and do other work.
Yeah.
But the appreciation that you get that you don't see in the corporate world, it's there.
It's community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes, people don't understand the cost differences with small business. You and I are paying our rent, mortgage, choir stuff for my daughter. You have kids and grandkids. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to make a living.
That's it.
No one's getting rich unless you become a franchise and then you go that route, but that's when you start.
And we can do that.
Yeah. And I'd love to learn more about that. And if you do have that plan, and it's definitely a profitable way to go for sure.
It's for anybody who wants to really start a business. And I think that the biggest thing is people need to learn to not be afraid to fail.
It's hard.
And if you are subject to, well, I don't want to fail, I don't want to lose all that kind of money, then you will never get out of the situation that you want to be in. Yeah. And the thing with that is, like I said, my brother gave me $5,000. Here, this is it. You figure out how to make it. And, you know, God knows that I did it, and been successful at it. And I had, like I said, would take care of our families. All three of my families are doing great. Take care of all the employees that I had. That's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. I help people who need second chances. I help people that can't get a job because they have a record. Right. I help people that have special needs. They come work with me. Mm-hmm. Because they need that kind of, that repetitious and, that certain way to do things and functions. Mm-hmm. And that just keep their daily lives. And I teach them about one thing. It's about customer service, how to talk to people. That's one thing we don't do a lot. We don't talk to people. It's like this now. If you go to like McDonald's or Wendy's, may I help you? What do you want?
Ask my daughter about my pet peeves with drive-thrus. But I mean, it's just turn and churn.
Right. That's all they're doing.
That's it.
You're just a number. You're just a number to go.
But that's what makes the small mom and pops unique and special. Yeah, because you do have that direct relationship. Yep. And you get to know the owner. Often the owner's right there. Mm-hmm. I think when I say Tina Tatum, people know who I'm talking about, Coffee Central immediately. There's a relationship person to the business immediately. Right. And there's credibility and trust in that. And part of this show is to shine a light on people like yourself. Because if there's people out there that don't know you, they know your shop, but they might not know you. Right. So they're getting to know you right now, Cool. And back to the fear part, I like the saying, failing forward. Is where I come across fears is like, I don't know how to do that next step, or oops, I thought I knew the right decision. That wasn't. Simple things like business licenses and just the little things that you don't think about. Right. You learn as you go, and you do. And I'm still failing, and I still have to make corrections and just learn as you go. I didn't go to school for business. I just, you have a vision, a dream, you want to take a chance. And I say to anyone out there, hey, take a chance on yourself at least once. Yeah. Try it. Yeah. It's terrifying if you have a family and you need that income. I was fortunate to be able to jump into this as an entrepreneur and earn money, grow, and then open a studio. But, if something's burning inside of you, hey, I think I'd rather try and fail than not and regret. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the important part. Is if you can do that, there's an instant gratitude to that. And I think a lot of people don't understand that it's another feeling. Yeah. I mean, you being your own boss is great. I mean, you don't have to worry about this, talk to the man, whoever's above you, It's all you. Yeah. And I'm even more flexible doing what I do. I just make my hours and I'll work from home a lot. It's amazing. Yeah. But having a store like yourself, you have a brick and mortar that you need to open the doors at and let public through, so there's still that. But at the end of the day, you're creating an atmosphere that you want to make. Right. And you can't replace that. Yeah. And, like I said, we're going back to old days of how to greet people, how to talk to people and, get to mingle in the store. I think that's important. We're losing that. We're losing that because we're so fast in our years now. It's just everything's so transit. Yes. And everyone's on the go. Go. And I'm as impatient as the next person. Yeah. Like I just want to do what I need to do and move forward.
Yeah.
And the customer service out there can be suspect.
Yeah, exactly.
In some, but across the board, all the small businesses in Hernando that I've worked with or met or talked to or patronized, it's a totally different game. It is. It is very personal.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So what else aside from burgers, let's now go back to the store and educate. What else can people find at the burger shop?
Well, we just don't do burgers. We do chicken items. We do pork. We do fish. We do shrimp. I do a lot of the Cajun style, doing po' boys.
Okay.
I do quesadillas. I do wraps. I do lettuce, salads. It just depends on what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty much a comfort food. We do nachos. I mean, we do a lot of different things. I got a very extensive menu, but it's very small.
Okay.
But everything is kind of mix and match.
Yeah.
And you can create your style if you want to. If you want something creative, we can do that. I would do that for you.
Yeah, you're figuring out ways to use the same pile of ingredients to make different things.
Exactly.
Like Mexican restaurants, right?
That's what it is, basically.
Yeah.
And, I learned that when I was doing a restaurant because my nephew, he owns Side Street Burgers in Olive Branch. And I was learning his system, and it took me 3 months to learn all of his stuff. And all his ingredients into all of his stuff. I was like, man, there's a lot of stuff. And I finally got to it. I said, I don't want to do this. I want to have my own spot. And we talked about that. I said, well, we're going to split. So I split it up with him. I said, I'm going to do my thing in burgers because I know I got a better burger than he does. So
hey, now, you had to go there.
Yeah, I had to.
Finally, someone had to say it.
Yes,
someone had to say it.
I had to say it. And, I think I'm more a burger connoisseur than he is, so it just goes from there.
But you can spread yourself a little thin. When the riches are in the niches, as they say. If you spread too far, you're having to focus on too many things. Exactly. Great example. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Yeah.
And where Café Du Monde for the beignets?
Yep.
They have one beignet. Just powdered beignet, period.
Exactly.
There's other locations that have cream filled and strawberry filled and all this. Okay, that's great. But they mastered that one beignet, and they can churn it out. And you show up, and it's packed, and there's a line down the street. You're like, oh, this is going to take forever, and it doesn't, because they just know exactly. The cooks are they just know they need to make those same beignets.
They have their system that keeps growing, going so fast.
Right, but then you incorporate different beignets. Hey, let's do bagels, and let's do muffins and cupcakes. And then now it's tougher. It's harder. It complicates the kitchen.
Not just that, just the inventory. Yeah, man, you got tons of inventory. Man, my inventory is very efficient and very, very little. Yeah. Not as much. I don't have to go crazy on spending every week. And especially in a small business, you're watching what you're spending. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, well, you lost for that week.
And you're watching waste.
Yeah. Not just waste. You got up to 20% of waste that could happen. Yeah. And see, my waste is down to less than 5%. Yeah. So, which is really good.
That's a goal. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. It goes back to early McDonald's. It was just hamburger, cheeseburger, fries, and a soft drink. And that way they were able to create that system.
Right.
And just push it out. Have you ever seen the movie The Founder? Mm-hmm. And you see these different places breaking the rules and adding chicken and lettuce to things and all that stuff. Yeah, that was against the model because they wanted to have the speed.
That's when we was franchising, and I told them, I said, don't change the system. The system is set up the way to make it. Mm-hmm. And when they did that in Senatobia, that was a problem. And I said, don't change it up. You're doing things the wrong way. Yeah. And it costs them. So
you can. Yeah, you stretch yourself too thin and then you kind of lose your identity. What are we? Yeah. McDonald's, is it a chicken stop? No. It's burgers, So not to bring up a franchise, but let's talk about you mentioned now a couple times about you franchising. Mm-hmm. What does that look like right now?
Well, right now it's coming back. I've been doing a lot of the online. I had quite a few fillers out west to do small business. And I said, I'll come out there and actually show you how to set up and go from there and what you need to go through. And it's a really simple setup. It's not hard. A lot of people don't understand that, you got to kind of, I would say, play with the rules and also be close to where you need to be where you're at. And they said, this is not a bad concept. I mean, and it's not a big exposure because people, when they think oven baked burger, what the crap is that? I want a griddled cheeseburger that's all greasy.
I want grease dripping from it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Yeah. Well, I tell you, so when we bake burgers, it's just like making a steak, okay? You put a steak in, what you do? You bake it in an oven, you take it out, you rest it.
Okay.
And when you rest it, guess what happens? All that juices that's already flowing out, it soaks back into the meat.
Okay.
That's what makes it all juicy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I've known that about steak because it also
same way with burgers.
It continues the proteins in it or something, right? It continues to cook outside. So
yeah. Then, but by the time it's cools back out, it goes back in.
Yeah.
That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about our burgers, that it stays juicy.
Yeah.
It's not greasy. It's not oil. That's real juice from your meat.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that. When you get a processed burger, you're not getting real juice. You're getting processed juice or something that's oil.
Yeah.
So it's a difference.
Yeah, there's places that do the deep fried burgers.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's, what it is.
It's just floating in grease.
Yeah, just like, okay.
Yeah. Like a smash burger or something.
Yeah. Smash burgers is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But, the concept is very simple. I have it very efficient. Your day is not, you don't have to be working all day. Unless you want to, you can open up longer hours. A lot of people didn't understand that. I said, how are you making? I said, I just make it just to be comfortable.
Yeah.
If you want to be rich, you got to do a lot more of that. Yeah. You can do that. You can stay up longer. You could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have the concepts anywhere from a small restaurant, from a 500 square foot, all the way up to a 3,000 square foot business.
Okay.
On a franchise.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it depends how much you want to spend on your building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how much output you want to do.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, if you think you can handle that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we did. I had a 500. I went to 1,000. I went to a 2,000. I went to a 3,000 square foot building. And I know how to work it. It was simple. You've
simple. Experienced it. You know the templates now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The template was all set. I set that up my first year being with the restaurant. And I said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. Keep doing it. You don't need all this extra stuff or extra inventory. Keep it simple.
So for anyone watching or listening that might be interested in talking to you about that, what's the best way to reach out to you and discuss maybe starting a franchise?
Well, one thing you can text me or call me on my phone. You can call on the phone at the
number I have here. Yeah. It is
901-412-8266.
All
right. You can actually go on to my Facebook page or message me. That's another thing, the burger shop.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'll come by and see me, I'm there.
You'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. Usually I'm not there all afternoons because I'm actually looking at other spots, trying to get another location.
Trying to grow.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back into that situation that I missed out in the last 3.5 years.
I mean, you were dealt a difficult hand between COVID and getting sick, but you're still here though. You're still here and the business is still here.
Yes.
So if you keep your health,
we're going strong.
If you don't overstress yourself, well then, let's go.
Yeah.
Keep growing and get back to where you want to go.
Well, I told you, I was talking to my family. I said, when I really was on my deathbed, they said, we want to sell. I said, nobody wants to buy this. They want to get it for cheap. I'm going to sell this. I already made too much out of this
you put a lot of time into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to just give it away. Some people say, I want to work with you. I said, you'd like to put something down to work with me and to have part of this, how to share. And I say, no, we don't have any money. I'm like, you're not going to come work with me. Sorry, and that's not going to happen. But I said, we're going to keep it in family. We're going to keep going, doing and doing. This is some industry that I keep doing.
You rode the storm.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and just go from there.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on 10 years. It's coming up.
Yep.
We can say it's 10 years.
Yep.
I'm glad you're on the other side of this health. I know there's still some things to work on, but like I said, you look great. You look healthy.
Thank you.
So, keep working. That will keep you young. Right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Nice meeting you, TJ. Thanks for doing this. To those watching, get a long look at just a Red Sox fan here. Remember that face and then go get a cheeseburger and say hello.
There you go.
And to the listeners, as always, thank you for making it to the end here and watching and listening. Go to therealhernando.com so you can find all of our network links. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Again, thank you to all the wonderful sponsors I mentioned at the beginning. You guys are absolutely the fuel, including our title, our presenting title, Wesley Meadows Retirement Community. This doesn't operate without you. And to those watching and listening, thank you and have a great day.